All right, all right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, whatever time you decided to watch the broadcast. This is Pastor P. Would like to welcome you to my broadcast tonight. Got a little intriguing topic for you guys. And the topic is it okay for women to shoot their shot? Is it okay? Is it okay? And I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to know what your thoughts are, because I know that worst case scenario, people say that if women are shooting their shot, that means that they're thirsty, and if a man shoot his shot, is he thirsty, or is it what's the standard here? And what do we go by? What's wrong? What's right? I'm just here to, just have a little conversation about it, find out what's what. Got my co-host TJ. What's going on, TJ?
Hey, Pastor, how are you?
Uh-oh. Got a little trouble here. Let's see.
Can you hear me?
Mic. Okay, wide spectrum. Okay, voice isolation. All right, let me make sure they on me on this side this time. Last time. Okay, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, good.
What's
Good.
going on, TJ? We missed you the last few
I
nights.
know, I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, so tonight's topic is it wrong for a woman to shoot her shot? This what's funny is that it can kind of go both ways, because we got to define what shooting a shot or shooting the shot. What does that mean? Wait, can you explain to
Well,
us what that
I
means?
was gonna ask you what it depends on, what you define it as well. That was gonna be my very first question, but I guess just in general terms, shooting your shot just means like letting a person that you're interested in know that you're interested, whether it's directly or indirectly.
Okay. So is that wrong, or is that a bad idea, or what do you think?
For
Because
women.
yeah, because I think that from the era that I grew up, I was I was told that the man was supposed to find her. You know what I mean? So it was more ideal for him to approach her or shoot his shot. But as I got older, I think that a man still should be the one that initiate, but I think that maybe there should be some type of reaction that shows that the liking is mutual,
Mm.
if that makes sense. Uh, I, I I don't know. I don't know how I feel about. Well, I mean, it happens so often, man. I mean, because women nowadays are a lot more aggressive. They don't hold their tongue. They're like, "Hey, I want you." "Hey, really like you." "What's up?" You know, it's
Yeah.
just it's not like
I
wait for the guy anymore or anything like that. So, what do you think?
yeah, I agree with what you said. I just feel like, I think it's okay. I don't see nothing wrong with a woman letting a man know that she's interested, but I personally, I'm not the type that I would, initiate anything, because I just feel like if the guy isn't interested, then it, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's okay for a woman to let a man know that she's interested, but I just feel like it's certain things that women should just not do. And I guess it's about the approach, and it goes back to like, how do you define like shooting your shot?
I think that shooting your shot could be as as minimal as I really like your haircut. And as far as
No, no. I mean, I definitely think that could be a way of shooting your shot, but I hope men don't think just because a woman says that, she like your
yeah,
haircut.
I'm not saying like, what I'm saying, that's the, if any woman say, hey, I like your haircut, that means they own to you. But I'm saying like, I think some women do shoot their shot in that manner. They be like, oh man, that's a cut. Or, I like your bracelet. Or, something like, oh, I like your
Just to
shoes.
start the conversation or,
Right.
show some type of like, I don't know, I guess flirtatious act or something.
Yes.
Try to see
So
like
that,
his reaction to see where it's gonna go.
yeah. So I mean, so is that a thing? Like, is that supposed to happen, or should it not happen? Is a woman looked at as thirsty? That's my question. So, is a woman looked at as thirsty because she reaches out to a guy first versus him reaching out to her?
I don't think a woman is thirsty if she reaches out first, but I feel like depending on how she reaches out, she probably thirsty. It depends on like what she says, how she do it, things like that. Like, cause she can
What
be
are,
just
what are
what you
some
say.
ways? That, I was going to say, what are some ways that you would say, like, is a, what I'm saying, make.
Um, that will make you thirsty, or it will not
Well,
make you thirsty.
yeah. So what is something that she could say that makes her thirsty?
I mean, she just like straight blunt up. Well, nah. Uh, I don't know. You. I, I feel like if she just like straight up asks a guy like, or even put it in like a statement form, like, hey, like I want to do this or I want to do that or something like that, then maybe she's thirsty because I don't know. I feel like when it comes to a man and a woman's relationship, if a woman has to go as far as to being the one to initiate, then I mean, he probably doesn't. Well, I'm not gonna say he doesn't want the woman, and it just makes the woman thirsty. But some men just honestly don't know that women are interested in them. They could be interested in the woman and the one, and they never say anything. So sometimes I feel like women. That's why women do, initiate things sometimes.
To see where they are, or because they don't know if they're interested or not.
You're breaking up, but I think I heard what you said. But I don't know, like some men, not saying that men are scary because I don't think they are. If they're interested in a woman, they're gonna let them know. But some men don't like say anything, and it's not until a woman like you said makes some type of flirtatious act or statement like, "Oh, I like your haircut." Then that's when the men want to like they kind of get it, and then they say something.
Well, do you think that some men are reluctant to approaching women because of, I guess, the way it is nowadays, like because of the rejection? Sometimes, if a man ain't pulling up in a Rolls Royce, or if you don't have, a Bentley or a Benz or whatever, you know what I mean, she's not really interested in it because I mean, society now is if you ain't got no money, you know what I'm saying, I'm not trying to holler at you. you know.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I feel like society has created such high expectations for men and women, but definitely for men. So if they know they're not, at a certain status or have certain things and things like that, then they may be reluctant to say something. And it's not until the woman, has to initiate something that then they're like, okay, well, now I have room to, do this or, say that, shoot my shot.
So is a woman considered a gold digger if she has a certain expectation of what he should have or what he should bring to the table?
No, I feel like that's just her having a standard.
So if
It
her stand,
depends on her circumstances as well. Like what is she doing? What is she bringing to the table?
so if the standard is, if you don't have, a $2.5 million house, $500,000 car, He can't wine and dine me. He can't take me out. He can't do this for me. I can't talk to him. Is that a gold digger or is that standard?
I feel like it depends on her situation. Like if she has that kind of stuff, then I don't feel like it is, because she just wants somebody that probably make more than her or have more than her. But if a woman doesn't have all that and she's requiring that, then I feel like that may be a sign.
That might that might show a sign. So is it okay for a woman to jump in somebody's DMs? Is that all right?
No, like I definitely wouldn't want my daughter jumping in a man's DM. Nah, I don't think that's so
So,
okay.
so what's the difference between, jumping in the DMs versus initiating the conversation?
Um, well, I feel like when it comes to women are cunning, and I just feel like there's a cunning way to let a man know that you're interested without being the one to actually quote unquote shoot your shot, or initiate that kind of conversation. So I feel like that's the difference. I guess being cunning about it, because just like straight jumping in somebody's, a man's DM and, shooting your shot is just like, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of far-fetched, because I don't know, men are natural. I heard someone say men are natural hunters.
Mhm.
And if a man is truly interested in you, like it wouldn't take you reaching out to him. So I just feel like, that's where the line is with that for me.
So what if the DM message is, "Hey, how you doing? You
Um,
shot?"
you said, is that shooting your shot?
Yeah. So what
Yeah,
is it okay?
I feel like that's shooting your shot, because why else? I mean, I'm not gonna ask somebody, the opposite sex, like, hey, what you doing? Just to be, asking that. So yeah, I feel like that is
Well, not what you
self.
doing. How are you doing?
Oh, how are you doing? Yeah, because I mean, that's a conversation starter. And unless asking something else specifically, I mean, what else what else is your reasoning for doing that?
So a girl jump in the DMs and say, "Hey, how are you today? How's your day going?" And he explains how his day going. She said, "Okay, that's cool," and then leave it at that. Is that shooting a shot, or what is that?
I don't think that's necessarily, I wouldn't consider that shooting the shot for a woman, because I just feel like that's that goes back to like just being cunning. I mean, I still wouldn't advise or want, if I had a daughter, want my daughter to do that, but I wouldn't consider that shooting a shot. I would just feel like that's just like, hey, I may be interested, and just see where they probably just trying to see where it's gonna go from there. But I don't
So
know.
is that okay for a woman to do? Like to be like, like to allow someone to know that they're interested in them, like before they tell them that they're interested in them.
Mm, I don't want to be the one to say it's right or wrong, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't like advise my friends or any females to do that, because I just feel like if a man is truly interested in you, then he'll, you know, reach out to you. But mm,
So what if the guy so what if it's a situation like the guy is basically timid, if you will, or shy, or he's not vocally strong, but he really has a strong interest for this person, but doesn't know how to, break the ice or come forward to her. But she, on the other hand, is more vocal and, whatever like that. And they can kind of feel that there's something there. How
mm-hmm.
the male factor doesn't make any approaches. Is it okay for her to, I guess, approach him and, say, hey, what's up? Or
I mean, women are very cunning and smart, and I just feel like when it comes to that, just by I wouldn't like reach out like on social media or text or inbox. I just feel like it's it would be an in-person thing. Like women could, have more in-person conversations when they see this person, say, hey, how you doing in person, just spark like small talk. And then from there, I just feel like a guy should be able to pick up like, okay, she's been talking to me, being nice to me, maybe complimenting me. So now I feel like a guy should be able to pick up like, hey, this is my lead weight to, go for it. But I don't know.
Well, let me ask this: how many shots can a person take towards a? Well, let me say it like this. Let me say it in a better way. So, is it okay for one person to take multiple shots at different people to see if there is a, I guess, a score, if you will?
I don't feel like that's okay because that's a red flag to me, because if you're shooting shots with multiple women, then you obviously don't really know what you want, or you know what you want and it's not a committed relationship.
So, okay? Well, let me ask it in this fashion. So, if there's a single person, because I've seen people say that if you're single, you date whoever and whenever or whatever like that until there's a committed relationship. So is that the same thing? So like if I'm, shooting my shot with what's her face and what's her face ain't really responding, so I go ahead and shoot a shot over here, and then that's pending. And so since that's pending, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot one over this side. Like is
Mm.
that bad?
Yeah, because if you're shooting your shot with one person and then that first person that you're shooting your shot with finds out about the other person, then you're gonna be out of luck anyways, because that's just gonna be a sticky situation. No one wants to be in a relationship with someone who is, that makes them feel like they're just an option.
So all right, so and I'm glad you said that. So when is it where somebody one of the reviewers says it's hard for a woman to shoot her shot, especially being in the church?
No, I don't think. I mean, I definitely think that can be true, but I just think like if you can be cunning enough, like it's really easy. I mean, it don't really take much for, you know, mature men to figure out that someone likes them.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
do small talk.
So let me ask you a question. So, and you said something about it being an option. So when it comes down to, I guess, a person trying to find their person, or wouldn't that make everybody an option at some point in their life? And not the choice, or do the option become the choice? And
Well,
what I'm shooting at is that because sometimes people see a few people that they may be intrigued by, and this would be female and male. She could have a few guys that she think is attractive, and they have their he's 70%, he's 80, this person is 75.8 or whatever like that. So you got a few people that you see that you're intrigued by. um, so they are options. And then even when a man's looking for a wife or whatever the case may be, looking for somebody to talk to, and he see a variety of what he like, is everybody choices at one point, but before they become, I mean, is everybody options before they become the choice or the
I
selection?
I definitely get what you're saying and where you're going with that, but I think, I mean, technically, yeah, but I think it's about the timing. So if a man is like, like you were saying earlier, shooting shots at multiple people at the same time, then I feel like those women are all just options. But if you're just like, okay, yeah, I have different options, different people in my head that I'm looking at or thinking about, everybody has that, first choice, second choice, third choice, or whatever the case may be. So I feel like if you just zoom in on who you really want, from the get go, and you're just focusing on that person at, that time, and the other women are, just you know, in the back of your head, I don't feel like that makes that first choice an option unless they're all being talked to at the same time. Because I mean, technically, like you were saying, they are, I mean, all options, but I mean, everybody has like first choice that they, you know, want to be with, like plan A. So,
Oh, we got I added Kaisha on. What's going on?
Uh,
You all right?
Praise the Lord. This is Sister Kaisha and Sister Brianna. I just want to let you know that she's in the room. She gave me the phone. I don't know why, but but we can answer the questions together. I'm all down for answering questions. You know,
Okay.
amen. For
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I'm about to let you answer the question. Let me say this real quick. So do y'all believe that people number ones could become the number two or the number three if there is, if everybody is an option at a time? So, I mean, sometimes you could have that one person you're like, man, yeah, she is it, but then she got this area that she need to work on, and then you got this other person like, oh man, she's all of that, she has that, but she might need to work on this. You know what I mean? So do you think that a one could become a two and a two could become a one, or a one could become a three and a three become the two and a three and a two become the one?
I
Y'all give
mean, yeah, but you're gonna be at zero if all I find out that you know, got all that in mind. So,
what you
yeah,
mean?
you gonna be at zero.
So,
You
so
ain't gonna have no 1, 2, or 3 when them 1, 2, or 3 find out that they're 1, 2, and 3.
well, well, I mean, we'll just leave it at two. We'll just leave it at two. We won't even include three. So if you have two people that you are intrigued by, right? And you're single, so I mean, single people. So is it bad for a single person to have two options? Is that bad?
No.
nope, not at all.
Okay, so we agree with that. So a single person could have two options, right? And then so I feel like, one of those people could be number one at one point. And I think that, as time progresses, if they're not fulfilling whatever or, whatever the qualifications are that a person is looking for, I feel like they can go from one to two or two to one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so that's not so that's not bad.
It depends on your approach because I mean, if you just out here and making it an open competition, I just feel like that's just wrong. But and that's why as a married person, I advise every single person, like anytime we talk about marriage, so one of the first things that I say is make sure you do the courting phase and the what's it called? When you're looking for someone, make sure you do that stage right, because if you do that stage wrong, then everything else after that is gonna be wrong.
So what do you mean by that? What do you mean by do it right? What is the right way to do courting?
I don't know. I just feel like it entails a lot. Just from the time the very start of you looking, well, you know, not the woman looking, but from the very beginning of looking for someone that you're even interested in. Like I feel like your approach all the way down to like, making sure you're not ignoring red flags and things like that. Like all that is very important, because if you ignore red flags and you go about the data and stage wrong just because you want to be in a relationship or want to be married, like I'm telling you, it's gonna be all messed up.
Gotcha. All right, Kai. I got a question for you. I got a question for both of y'all, but I want you to answer it first. So, can a person collect data on an individual without going on a date with them?
For now. I think so. Without a date, yeah, just by y'all talking, I feel like you can collect data on a person. You can collect more by going out on a date and actually sitting down with them, but I feel like you can do it without.
Okay. All right, TJ, what you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree with what she said. Even without a conversation, you can, I mean, if you're observant, like you can look and listen to how they talk, things that they may like just from afar or from a secondhand conversation. But I definitely agree with what she just said.
All right. So with collecting data, what exactly, and this is for you all, and I'm asking these questions because I like to see what you all think. So when it comes down to a man that you're interested in, like what are some data that you would like to gather, on this individual to see if it's something that you want to progress with or move accordingly. I'll let you go first, Kyle.
You're
I'm sorry, you said me.
Yeah.
Oh, go
no,
ahead, Tori. I'm sorry.
go ahead, Kai.
Okay, you said what kind of
Yeah,
data?
so what kind of data? So if you're collecting data on the information, I mean, if you're collecting data on an individual, what type of information like are you looking for to in order for it to be a yay or a nay? Like, and how would you gather that?
With his mama.
Just being in the area with them or whatever like that.
Well, I think I'm looking for the kind of conversation he holds. I'm really looking at his relationship with his mother. Because how he treats his mother is very important to me. Because that means he might treat me, just as the same or not even better. I feel like he'll treat me good if he treats his mother good. But I'm just looking at his mindset, the kind of conversation he holds. And if we're talking long term, I'm looking at as far as what does he want as far as kids, because you got a lot of men who don't want kids. I'm looking at that. Like I said, I'm just looking at his mindset. I'm looking at the conversation. I'm looking at how he treats his family. That goes a long way. And it's more, but those are very important to me. How he treats his mom, how he treats his family, the type of relationship he has with his family, how he treats others, his friendships, not just family relationships. I'm looking at all that.
So, so some of those things are queries or inquiries. So if it's something that you'd have to talk to him about or ask him, is that considered shooting your shot? So, I guess from the things that you can observe and from observation piece, but what about the stuff that you got to ask him? Is it okay to ask that without, seeming thirsty or, without it being a shot, a person shooting a shot?
I think so. I think it's not always what you say is how you say it. I can say something in a certain way that may seem like, oh, okay, she's shooting her shot, like, or I could say it in a way of, I'm just, this is just conversation. I'm just trying to get to know you. You're trying to get to know me. But like I said, I don't feel like it's always what you say, it's how you say it.
Okay. All right, TJ, what you got?
Yeah, I agree. That's what I was saying about being conning. Like, women know how to, if they want to, have a conversation to where it's like either it can come off as flirtatious, like, hey, I'm trying to, I guess shoot my shot, or, just casual conversation to where it just leaves room for the man to shoot their shot without it being like a direct, I'm shooting my shot.
Okay. So let me ask y'all this. So when it comes down to shooting shots, I mean, I guess it's clear that you both probably would want the man to, I guess, approach you and shoot his first. But what if it's somebody that you're highly interested in, and he looks like everybody's choice. It looks like everybody potentially like him and all that stuff like that, but he hasn't, shot his shot your way, or he wasn't shooting his shot towards you, I guess, as of yet, or nobody really. So do you take the initiative to wave your hand and say, hey, look, hey, I'm over here, like, what's up, or do you just kind of wait it out to see, what's what?
You want to go, Kai?
No, you can go first.
Um, for me personally, especially since you mentioned if the guy is like being liked by everybody, I honestly would refrain from directly, quote unquote, shooting my shot, because you don't want it to be like, oh, well, I mean, if everybody likes them, everybody gonna know like who shot their shot at this person. In my head, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm not gonna go out that way like, oh, like, Tori shot her shot, so everybody else probably gonna start doing the same. But but no, honestly, I would just I think one of the things that I love about women can turn heads when they enter the room, and I just feel like just emphasizing like being cunning about it. Like I would just, like you said, wave my hand without directly waving my hand. Just, conversation, smiles, maybe a compliment here or there, things like that. But as far as like directly shooting my shot, I don't think I would personally. But that's just me.
So you would evasively shoot your shot. Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
Yeah.
Kai, what you got?
I agree. I feel like if he likes me, if he wants me, I don't have to shoot my shot. I don't have to say nothing because he gonna approach me. He gonna come after me. So I would just wait it out and see what he does. If he wants me, he gonna come after me. He gonna approach me. I don't have to do much. Like she said, a woman can just turn heads. So if I'm what he wants, he'll come after me. I don't have to go after him.
Right.
I'm sorry, I got a little like something got in my throat there.
Yeah, I feel like you got to say something crazy after taking your sip.
So basically, Kai, what you're saying is that, you can really like somebody and, they can be highly attracted. They can check off all your boxes and all that stuff like that. And they can have a potential like for you, but if they don't come to you, you're not going to show any interest, or you're not going to try to, shoot nothing their way or nothing like that.
I mean, like she said, I could show interest just by maybe a comment or something like that, a compliment or something like that. But I wouldn't, just beg to be like, oh, I like you, I want you. Like I can show mine, I can give compliments, but I'm not gonna do the most. Like I said, if I feel like he wants me, he'll come after me. He'll say something. I can show it by my complimenting and different things like that, but I'm not gonna openly say, oh, I want you, I want us,
Well, let me ask y'all a question. Why do women like being chased? Y'all
it's just something about it. But I feel like it's different because I come from the world and then coming into church, so it's like if you shoot your shot at a man, then you looking thirsty, or you trying to be seen, or you trying to do the most, and I don't want nobody to look at me like that. So it's different. It's like you're taught that man should chase you. That man should come after you. If he wants you, he'll say something. You should just sit there. Watch how you carry yourself in a good manner and different things like that. That's what you taught in the church, it seems like to me. So it's like, even if I want to say something and I want to shoot my shot, I'm going to be looked at as the bad person, or I'm trying to be seen, or I'm doing the most.
Yeah. So what, so if he's doing all the chasing, y'all must want him to be, be like that song they say, I believe I'll run on and see what they So how long is a man supposed to chase y'all? I mean, y'all like being chased. How long he supposed to chase y'all? What is that? I mean, TJ, what you got? What you think? How long he supposed to chase?
Just long enough for me to feel like he's truly interested, because I feel like if a guy stopped chasing like after a week, then he's not truly interested. But I don't know. I have to think on that time frame, but definitely over. I don't know. Definitely over a month for me.
Okay.
It depends, because if I like him, if he's chasing me and I like him, he don't got to chase long. Because if I like him back, if I'm interested, then I'm not waiting a month. Especially if I like him. Like I'm gonna make sure that I know he's not a player or nothing like that. But if I'm interested and he's chasing me, I'm not just gonna, make him chase forever. If I'm interested, I'll show him I'm interested too, and we can go from there. But I don't think I would make him wait a month, especially if I know that I like him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want him to wait that long. I don't want him to keep chasing, because he chased too much, and I'm showing that I'm not interested. He's gonna go to somebody else.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, what are you defining as chasing though? Because I mean, over a month for chasing, like she said, if it's just like you're not interacting back and you're not showing that you're interested back, then yeah, I definitely agree that he's gonna stop chasing and go to somebody else because you seem uninterested. But I mean, it depends on what you're defining as chasing, because when I'm saying chasing, I mean, I would show that I'm interested back. Like, I wouldn't necessarily leave him for like complete dead, but I'm not going to like completely give in as well, because I just want to make sure that he's, truly interested.
So my definition, or me defining chasing, is, what I'm saying, I'm hitting you up a lot. You know what I mean? I'm hitting you with the good mornings. How you doing? How was your day? And, all that stuff. What you got going on this afternoon? You trying to hang out, trying to go get something to eat. You can tell me no, but I'll ask again. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all something about men. I don't know what's going on here. I got it in my throat, man. But oh man, my feet is going all the way up, man. On my my thing on here, it's like shoot up. Anyway, when it comes down to men, I'll say this: men don't take rejection well. So if he's highly intrigued and he wants you, whatever like that, he'll chase for a little bit. But if he throughout that chase is a lot of rejection, you best believe he gonna kind of slide a different way, because men take rejection in a different way. So if you're being rejected as a man, what men typically would do is like, okay, well, if you rejected me, well, I'm gonna show you that I can pull somebody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's how we think. We think like, okay, so you're not gonna entertain me, you're not gonna show me no whatever. All right, well, let me go down here. Let me go talk to her. Let me go talk to her. Or let me show you that, what I'm saying, you're not the only person that I can get, or that type of thing. So
Yeah.
that's
I
how.
mean, I feel like any woman that rejects a man multiple times that she's interested in just to play quote unquote hard to get is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, why would you keep rejecting a man that's interested in you and you're interested in him? Like, what are you trying to prove? Because I mean, you're gonna be single.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be with that man.
That hard to get, man. And I'm not saying that, what I'm saying, as soon as somebody, try to hop on or somebody try to talk to you, you're supposed to be like, oh, yeah,
Right.
and 9 1 2 6 7 8, giving out. I don't think you should do that. But, what I mean? I do think that, it could be one of those things where you're giving a little bit, but not giving a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're just giving just enough to keep him coming, but you're
Mm-hmm.
not giving it all to where, he's staying, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. What you think about that, Kai?
I agree as well.
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like if he's like you said, he's always making himself available. Good morning. I want to spend some time with you. In the beginning, maybe just a little bit. You can be like, not right now. I'm still trying to get to know you. But after a while, if you really like him, I don't think you should wait that long. For me being a woman, I wouldn't want him to wait that long. If I know for a fact I really like him, it's just me in the beginning trying to see where his headspace is really at. Because you have some people, some men, especially some in the church too, not just the world, but they just want one thing. So I feel like it's just more so making sure where their mindset at. What do you really want? What is your intentions? And if I feel like your intentions are pure, then I don't want to make you chase after me, or I want to show you that I'm interested as well.
Yeah. Yeah. 100% agree. So when is the time okay to start dating? So or when I'm not dating, but going out on a date. So you meet Harry, what I'm saying, January the 1st. What I mean, Harry been chasing you for 2 weeks. It's January the 14th. I mean, when is it okay to say, okay, let's go out to eat, or let's go, to the park. Let's walk. Let's go, get some ice cream, or let's go, whatever the date may be. Let's go there. What that time frame look like? How early are we dating or going out on dates? And is it okay to go on that first date with Harry and be like, yeah, that's not gonna work, and then you can be on another date in 14 more days? Kai, what you got?
Um, like I said, after I find out what their intentions are, maybe a week or two, and they ask like, you would you like to go out on a date? I will go out with them just to see, because you never know until you're right in a person's face, or until you up front with a person. So I feel like after a week or two, we can go out on a date, and I can see how I like it. And if I don't like it, then I could just be honest with them and let them know, like, listen, I don't think this is gonna, work or go any further. We could be friends, but just be upfront with them. But after a week or two, I don't think it's nothing wrong with going out on a date, maybe grab an ice cream or something like that.
So after, say for instance, you don't like Harry, and then you got Rodney, you know what I'm saying, that been shooting his shot too. I mean, are you good to go on a date in the next 2 weeks, or?
I don't know. He might, Rodney or whoever might got to give me a little bit of time. Not that long, give me a little bit of time.
TJ, what you think?
I agree with Kai. Yeah, I think it's fine to date within 1 or 2 weeks of knowing someone, because a date is just hanging out, trying to get to know someone. It's nothing, more or less. And I feel like if you don't end up, you know, I guess liking what you hear or see on that date, I don't feel like it's nothing wrong with going on a date with somebody else in the 2 week time frame that you gave. Because like I said, dating is just trying to, get to know someone, get a feel for someone to see, where things, may lead to. It's nothing more or less. I don't see no harm in that, unless you, already been doing, stuff, prior, then just like, oh, well, I don't know.
All right. So okay. So then, okay, so that pushes me to my next question. All right, so if a man does it, does that make him a dog, or uh, is that all right if he went on a date with you, you know what I'm saying, on January 1st, and it didn't work out, then the 14th he go out with Kai? Is that cool, or how
I
does that
feel,
work?
I feel like that's okay, because some people just know what they want and they know what they don't want. And I mean, if it wasn't what they wanted on the first date and they go on a date with somebody else 2 weeks later, I feel like that's perfectly fine. But if this is a like serial thing where, they dating a new person every 2 weeks, you know, more than a handful of people every 2 weeks, then maybe something, maybe
Wait,
something wrong, but
wait, hold on. So you're saying that if a person is habitually, compulsively dating, in the time span of or increments of 2 weeks. So on the first, you date one person, he ain't really like it. On 14th, he date somebody else. On the 28th, you know what I'm saying, he got a newbie, and then on the 12th of the next month, he got another person, and then on the 26th on the following month, I mean on the same month, he dates somebody else. So in 2 months, he dated four people, and he's trying to figure out, whatever that means something wrong with him, or?
I mean, I feel like if you dating a new person every 2 weeks and there was something wrong with all those people, like I feel like you should maybe like take some time to do some like off the scene data collecting before you just be going on all these dates and getting people hopes up and stuff like that. Like I feel like, well, I ain't gonna say, well, it could be you too. Like, do you know what you want? Like, maybe they need to figure things out before they go on like all these dates. But I don't think there's nothing wrong with dating multiple people within 2 weeks.
Okay. Kai, what you got? You think it's cool if I date four people?
Like you said, I mean, I don't think it makes him a dog. If he dated one person, or well, he went on a date with one person and he felt like, this is not what I want, it's not what I thought it was gonna be, and he goes on a date with somebody else, that's his business. Especially if it wasn't anything serious. Like, we weren't serious. It wasn't, we was really just hanging out, we just chilling. So if he moves on and he feel like, okay, I want to go on a date with somebody else, that's okay. It's nothing serious. It wasn't serious. It wasn't exclusive. you know, we weren't actually in a relationship looking to get married or any future involved. So I don't think it makes him a dog if I'm not what he wants and he wants to move on, and that person ain't what he wants. Then you know it's okay for him to move on until he finds out what he wants. Now, if it's deeper than that and he's serious with these women and you know it's something like that, then I think that's totally different. But if it's just them really just hanging out and him getting to know somebody and it didn't work out, I don't feel like he's a dog. It's you're just not who he wants, so he's moving on.
So you good? So you good with so again? So like in 2 months, if somebody dated 4 or 5 people, that's cool. And just
Yeah,
went on a
about
date.
like hanging out. They're just hanging out. They went on a date. Maybe they went to the movies or something, or they went and sat down to eat or grab ice cream and just had conversation. He's just trying to see if this is who he wants, and it
Yeah.
wasn't serious. Then I don't think it's a big deal that he's dating. So he went and dated somebody else. If I wasn't what he wanted,
Okay.
I don't think it makes him
All
a
right.
dog.
I like that perspective. I like what you're saying. I like that perspective. Tori, what you think? What you got?
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong because on one end, I mean, if somebody just don't like something, then they just, they don't like it. And on the other side, like the person who they don't like, I mean, they can't be mad at them for moving on, trying to, find who they do want to be with. So I don't see nothing wrong with it, but I'm not gonna lie, if I end up being that fifth or sixth person, I found out that, they done been on 4 dates prior to me, it's gonna, make me question some things. But I don't think it's wrong for somebody to do that. But I do feel like if you have to go on like all these dates every 2 weeks, then you might need to do some, going back to the drawing board before you just, going on a date with somebody every 2 weeks. But to answer your question, no, I don't think it's wrong though.
Okay. Because I mean, because if there's a guy that's, you know what I'm saying, there's 6 there's 6 people, like, you know what I'm saying, that he might find interested. Like, man, all of them are straight, but I wish I could, I just want to go out on a date with each one of them just to see who I like the most. Like, is that bad
Oh
or
no.
straight?
I don't think that's bad. I mean, especially if it's like, okay, I have these 6 women in mind and I'm interested in all of them from, an eyes view. And then he goes on a date with each of them to see which one he likes most. I don't think nothing's wrong with that. I think it's just about his approach. As long as he's not making it like an open competition and, public things like that. If he can be like discreet about it, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Okay, all right. So let me ask y'all this question, and I'm gonna start wrapping it up. I just like to hear y'all thoughts, and then we got a lot of people that are viewing that could potentially help them. So, so say for instance, you were a part of the 5 or 6, you know what I mean, and you're number 5 or 6, whatever the case may be, and he goes through all of them, and you know that he's dating multiple people, and then it comes back to you after he went on dates with all of them and was like, you know what, I kind of like you, out of all of the 6 people. Are you good with dating him, knowing that, he went on dates with other people, or?
I mean, honestly, I would have to ask more questions before being okay. But from jump, I probably would just not be okay because I'm like, if you couldn't initially just find a attraction in me without having to date other women
Or
to
what if you was
see,
number
then
one?
no.
Like, what if you were the first date, or like, you know what I
I
mean? He
don't
don't
care
know.
because I feel like when you first see me, if you're not interested or attracted and wanting to pursue without having to pursue other women to see if I'm it, then no, I'm not for you. I couldn't if I couldn't be your first choice without there being other options, like I'm not for you. I'm not it for you.
Kai, what you think? You on that too? You on the
Um,
same
I
tip?
I don't know because I mean he's single, so he can literally date whoever he wants. And I feel like that's because that's just like, okay, for a married person, before you marry that person, they were dating other people before they saw you or before they got you. You know what I'm saying? So because you know that and you come in contact with this person and they're who you want, but they dated other people first, you're gonna say, well, no, I don't want to marry you. That's life, and in life you're gonna come across people. Some people you may not end up with, you may date, you may not end up with, you may not marry. That's just life. So I don't feel like it's nothing wrong with that. If he dated other people and it did not work out and he decided to come to me and we start talking and it actually works out, I don't see nothing wrong with that. He's single. He could do whatever he wanted to do when he was single. Now, if he get to me and it's like, I really like you. We went out on a date and he like, I really like you. Like, you're the one I want to be with. I see potential in you. Then why not, take it further and just see where it goes. I don't think I would turn him away just because, he dated people. Now, it's different if he saw me first and he was like, I'm not attracted to you, but he talked to these other women, then he see me again and say, well, let me just see what she about. Nah, that's different because you seen me the first time and you ain't want me.
So wait,
And they want me. So don't try to come to me now when all of a sudden
so
you just
wait,
for me
so,
at this point.
so you're, so listen, so put it in perspective of this. Let's change the narrative a little bit. So you're out of 6 people, you are the first date. And he already has it made up that I'm going to date 6 people. These 6 women I'm attracted to, all 6 of them, but I want to know who's the best for me. He picks you first to go on a date, or not pick you first, but you're available first for the date. Then he got 5 other dates that are lined up. So he go through you first and then through everybody else, and then he comes back to you and be like, okay, so I've made my decision. I want to be with you. Are you okay with that, or would you feel some type of way if he didn't pick you first because of the first date?
Yeah, I don't. If he's gonna do that, then I don't need to know about it. If I know about that, and I'm like, so you lining all of us up, and you going down the line. It's different if I don't know about it, but then it's
Wait, you
like,
just said he was single though.
Yeah,
no, well,
yeah, you just said he was
no,
single.
wait,
He can do what he wants.
wait a minute now,
You
wait a
just
minute
that
now.
contradict what you
That's
saying.
different. That's different now
No, that's
because
the
I
same
know.
situation.
But
Yeah, you just
I
said.
should know about it. If I don't know about it, then if I don't know about it, then it's different. But I feel that's different. Like I'm the first date, and I know he's saying, "Listen, I got 5 other people behind you that I'm trying to date. I want to go on a date with all of y'all." And I feel like if it don't work out with the other 5 women, I'm coming back to you. No, 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 no.
No. So
I don't
he
like
gonna
that.
say that. He not gonna say that. He just
Okay,
gonna
well,
just
see, if I don't
say
know
that you
about it,
find
it's
out.
different.
So say that you find out that, you know what I'm saying, he dated you first, and so you fu-
So
so
well.
you date him first, and then he dates the next girl, to the next girl, to the next girl, to the next girl, and then he say, you know what, Kai was more fitting for me, and he comes back to you. Are you not okay because he went? And then, rather first or not, you find out later that, okay, he's been on 6 different dates or 5 different dates, and then I'm the 6th person, or whatever the case may be, but I was the first one, and so now he's coming back to me because he done went through everybody else. Would you feel some type of way about that? Or are you okay to date because he came back to you?
When you put it like that, no, thank you. He can keep it moving. No, thank you. When you,
But he's
I don't. But
single
he
though, right?
single.
He just
He
said he
he
was single.
is. You're right. I did say that he is single. But when you put it like that, I feel like you settling. I don't know. I feel like you settling for me. And like somebody said in the comments, this is a tryout. I'm not trying out for nothing. I'm not trying out for no sport.
All right.
So when you put it like that, I just no. I don't like that. I don't like it. If I didn't know about it, it would be different. Like if I didn't know he was going on all these dates and then that's different if I don't know about something. But the fact that I know about it and you like, I'm gonna date you, then I'm gonna date the next person, then these other 4, and if they don't work out, then I'm gonna come back to you. No, I don't.
Hey, my boy Rick Carpenter joined in. Yo, what's up, man?
Oh, what's up, man? Y'all funny, man.
Yeah, what's your spill on it? Like, so the question of the night
Nah,
is,
listen, before I do that, you
and then
keep reiterating
back here.
about this.
That's it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what'd you say?
Before I get in, you keep talking about this tryout, like this, coach finding everybody out and making cuts, man. No, man, no. Cause if it was me, and I knew like she was like, yeah, you number 4, like you number 4, and then I'm gonna give y'all a review, and then we gonna like hire the best candidate. I'll be like,
No,
nah.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah.
it's
Mm-mm.
a
Go
no
ahead,
go.
man.
All right. So what
You
happened?
you
Y'all? What
casting that
happened?
net too wide, man. You just
So
it's
what
too
happened
wide.
to the person being single? So if the person is
But
single,
in the beginning, you said I did not know about it. So if I do not know, that's different because I don't know. But the fact that I know you're lining all of us up until you find out who you want, like I'm going on a date with all of y'all. And if it don't work out with these next 5, then I'm coming back to you because you who I don't
well,
know.
if you
Wow.
find out, so watch this. All right. So let me put it in perspective, in a different angle. So you go on a date, you really like him, right? You don't, y'all text, but you don't really hear from him too much until, 5 or 6 weeks later. And then he's really, hey, what's up? I'm really trying to, talk to you. So, y'all go out, y'all kicking it, y'all vibing, everything's good, everything's copacetic, so y'all progressively moving. And then y'all have conversations about, whatever. And he let you know, yeah, you actually was the first date that I went on. I had, a few other people, but, after going out with all of them, I found out that you were actually the right one. Now you already done, what I'm saying? You already kicking with him. So you just gonna kick him to the curb now, or?
Yeah, I don't want them. No, thank you.
CJ, what you say, man?
Mm, I just nah,
Bro,
because for me it's just like especially if we're talking about long term, we're talking about marriage. Like if a man doesn't automatically or can't automatically identify like, hey, like yeah, like she the one, then I'm just not gonna be that one for you. And the best, I don't know, it makes me think about like if I could use an analogy when I went wedding dress shopping. Like I, tried on different dresses, but when I saw that my wedding dress, I didn't even have to try it on to know, like, that's the one for me. Like whether I can fit it or not, like I'm gonna make it fit. I'm gonna make it work out. This gonna be my dress. That's my mindset. If I
so
can use that analogy when it comes to that.
I'm glad you said that. So you said that you tried on several dresses and then you had guess the one. So okay. So if you were number 5 and not number 1, are you okay with you were the last person? Is that what y'all
No,
saying?
that's not what I'm saying. When it comes to a relationship and we're talking about marriage, especially with the way men know what they want and what they don't want. Like it's different from a man and a woman. Men know who they're not gonna play with. So I feel like if a man cannot look at me and have a conversation with me and be like, oh yeah, she don't want, without having to go through or line up or compare or whatever, tryouts, whatever. Like I don't feel like I'm just
Y'all
not
in
gonna
this
be the one
crowd.
for you if I can't be your first choice, and there not be other options and things like that. Then I'm not the one for you if you got a waiver and
The only
no.
way I could see that even making sense is if like a person ain't mature, so they keep on dating
Right.
and they come back to the person. They like, you know what, I messed up. I should have been dealing with you the whole time. I realize that now, but I would only, or a person would only be in that situation if they was, you know, trying to play the field anyway.
Mhm. I agree
So
with that.
all right, okay. So I mean, well, and I agree. I agree with that as well. Um, but I do feel like like we said earlier, at one point in one time, or one day in your life or during your life, you will possibly be an option, and or somebody, you may be an option for somebody, or um somebody may be an option for you. You know what I mean? So do we kind of kick everybody out that's, you know what I'm saying, options. And I get what everybody's saying, but to be honest, if we put it in like total perspective when it comes down to you really vibing with a person and you really like a person or stuff like that, y'all really been kicking it, and then you find out later that, you know what I'm saying, you were a choice or you know, you were an option and not, you know, like obvious choice or something like that. I think that if y'all in it and y'all been kicking it and you found out later, I don't think you about to just cut it
Yeah,
off.
I mean, if we're being realistic, everybody was probably an option at one point in time, but like they were saying, or like Rick was saying, you just got to be mature about it. I feel like it's your approach about it and your mindset, you know, in that moment and going forward. Like you can't be, you know, have this type of pattern or immaturity about yourself to the point where it makes it all bad, because at that point it's just gonna be a no-go. But like you said, you know, there may be situations where a person may just end up being an option, you know, they found out later. But like Kai was saying, like if you know in that moment they're just like willingly telling you like, hey, you know, I got all these other people lined up and things like that, then that's just no, that's not okay.
I agree with the ladies, man. If you interviewing me and I'm the right fit for the job, why you gonna interview 30 more people?
Right.
That's the one.
Gotcha. So, but all right. So, I mean, what? So basically, what everybody's saying is that if, you know what I mean, if the interview continues after you, then there's a problem. But if you are number 10 in the interview, you know what I'm saying, y'all okay with that?
Unaware.
Huh?
Unaware.
Well, I mean, unaware, but what if it's brought to your attention? Is that a problem, or you still gonna take the job, right? I mean, I think I would take the job if you know
I might
proceeded.
go see if it's another job, you know.
Huh?
Uh, I don't know, cause I would feel some kind of way if, like I said, if you're telling me like, you know, I got all these people lined up, it didn't work out, but I'm coming back to you. But then it's also a part of me that's like they said, it's about being mature, and it's not always what you say, it's how you say it. So I'm kind of torn, cause I'm like, if I know, I feel like you said this like this a tryout or something, like, oh, this didn't work out, so I'm just coming back to you. It's really hard. I'm kind of torn in between the two, because it's like they're single, they can date whoever, but then you just lining us up and you just trying to. I don't know. It's like I don't want to know about it. Don't tell me about it, because you can date whoever you want, especially if you're single. But it's like don't tell me that you got me lined in a lineup and then expect me to be okay with it when that didn't work out. So you felt like you could come back to me. You know, I don't know. It's I don't know.
I think, and you know, this is just what I think. I understand everybody's POV. You know what I mean? I certainly get it. But I think if there's a guy out there that's trying to find, you know what I'm saying, this specific person, and he see a variation of different individuals to choose from, and, you know, he would like to just see, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, you know, I want to see which one of these, you know, is going to be the right one. You know, it's just like going to the store, you trying on shoes, you know what I mean? Or find out, you know, which shoe fit the best, you know,
Well,
what's going to work
tell
best.
don't tell me.
Shoes don't have feelings, man.
That's true. That's good.
They single, they can date on, but don't tell me. At least don't tell me. At
Right.
least, you know.
So
Be,
if you're ignorant of it, you know what I mean? If you're ignorant of the fact that, you know, I've dated 10 people past you, and then I just recircled and picked you back up because I felt like you were the best choice, and you don't know. So if you don't know, you're okay with it. Is that what y'all saying, basically?
yeah, because I mean, I don't know about it.
Right.
You know, I don't know about you. You know, but it's different if you're just openly telling me like, I got all these people lined up. I'm gonna date you. I'm gonna date them, and I'm gonna see how it goes. If it don't work out with them, then I'm coming back to you.
But
No,
then,
I think that's
but then what if the other woman be like, once he come back to you and then y'all together, then what if the other woman come out and be like, oh, he was just dating me? Like, then it's gonna be a whole it's like it's just
well,
gonna be messy.
I think it's very foolish and illogical for an individual to vocalize their stance as far as their dating. I think that, I mean, I think that it's wise to, ensure the other party isn't victimized by the decisions that you made and, whatever. Like, but I think that if we're going to have hey, look, I'm dating right now. I'm just trying to, I'm out here just trying to figure out what I want. You know what I mean? If somebody tell you that, I don't know. Is that wrong or, is
It's
it?
nothing wrong with that. Cause a lot of people are not honest and upfront. And I feel like if a man is approaching me, he should be honest about what he wants. Like, listen, I'm just looking for a friend right now. I'm really open. I'm not looking for anything serious. Then I like that. Be honest with me. Don't come to me and try to talk to me and then get my feelings involved, knowing that your true intentions is nothing serious with me right now. You're just looking to just be friends. You're not looking for anything more. Be honest with me about that. Because then once somebody's feelings get involved, then it get messy. Because now my feelings involved, but then, we stopped talking. And like Tori said, another female pop up like, oh, he was just talking to me. That's a problem because we were serious. You got my feelings involved. And whole time you out here talking to somebody else, all because you wasn't upfront about what you wanted in the beginning.
And how do you get to 6 if 1 through 5 are showing you any type of I might could be with this person? How do you even get to 6?
That's a pretty powerful question you asked. I think that you can get to 6. I'm not saying that this is, something that I would do, but I'm just saying that a theory. But you can get to 6 if you already placed in your mind, hey, I want to talk to, or I want to get to know a little bit about her, and her. They all beautiful girls. I want to see who's the right fit for me. So if you already, preconceived in your mind that, hey, I'm going to go on a date with all 6 of them to see what's what. You know what I mean? Do you cancel that once you get to 4 and you really like number 4, but you still want to kind of, number 5 and number 6, you still want to kind of get to know what they about a little bit. So do you just buck on them or what?
Yeah, because now you cheating. You cheating number 4 now. Now you cheating on them that you really like. You're not giving them.
Yo,
You're not giving them your all.
You can't cheat, bro. You can't cheat if you're dating.
I don't mean you cheating like you cheating on them, like you cheating
Oh,
the
okay,
connection that you could possibly have because you're not you're not open like that.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing that I think that's the thing that I'm uncomfortable with. Like, I feel like that's doing too much fishing. Like, you can't watch or be around 6 people long enough to narrow it down to only going on a date with 2 versus all 6. Because I don't know, I just feel like that's too much fishing at one time, and it makes me feel like if I end up getting in a relationship with you, if you looked at 6 different women at one time to go on a date with each of them, like, I don't know, it just makes me think something else.
Yeah, you couldn't just text them, or like y'all couldn't just talk on the phone.
Yeah, like, why you
That's
gotta?
true.
I don't know, like,
well,
you couldn't
I think
observe
that
long
I
enough
think
to.
I think that sometimes going out with a person is different from I mean, because you don't get me wrong, you can have a conversation with a person over the phone and text and all that stuff like that, and it can be good, but it's nothing like having a one-on-one in-person meeting because now you could see them, you could understand them, you could feel what they're saying. The communication isn't, just texting or talking on the phone. I can feel what you're saying. I can really vibe with you because we're in person. You know what I mean? So, I mean, talking on the phone is good. Texting on the phone is good, but you can lie through text. You can lie, over the phone. I mean, you can lie in person, but I think that when you're in front of somebody, it tells a different story because now, I can look at you in your eyes while you're talking. You know what I'm saying? You ain't looking away. You ain't, doodling and all that stuff like that. But I see exactly what you're doing. Y'all get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you can't talk to somebody on the phone to collect data or information about them, but I think that when you go out with them, it's a different story. It's a different side of a person over the phone versus in person. You know what I mean?
I agree with that, but I don't know. It's just something that don't sit right with me with the
My thing,
situation. Like, I feel like for you I would have to question your character or your mindset
Wait.
for you to sit there and think that it's okay, like, and plan out 6 different dates
Well,
with 6 different women.
Well,
Like,
how about this? If you go out with a person, right? Y'all hit it off, and now this person is looking forward to y'all meeting up again, and they find out you on a date with somebody else. Now, how do that person feel?
yeah. I mean, you're not wrong at all what you're saying in regards to feelings. You are 100% correct. Like, I can see somebody feelings being because y'all hit it off, and then on that Friday, y'all just went out on Tuesday, and then on that Friday, you see me with somebody else, you gonna kind of whatever. But if you know from the jump, like, you know what I mean, hey, I'm dating, I'm trying to, I'm dating, I'm in my dating room. We're not in
yeah.
a relationship, and I think sometimes people catch feelings a little bit too fast, because just because we had a great time a lot of times, or we have a real good time, and it's like, yo, I got feelings for her, or yo, I got feelings for him, but you didn't take your time and all stuff like that, and that's how a lot of people get hurt. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of
You
people.
use shoes too, so you trying on all these shoes, and
But I feel like that's why it's important to be upfront. Like I said in the beginning, you have to be upfront with people. Like, okay, we're just friends. I'm not looking for anything serious right now. I'm just really looking for a friend. That's different because you're letting somebody know upfront what you're looking for and what you want, and that person shouldn't get their feelings involved if they already know what's up. Now, if they get their feelings involved outside of already knowing, then I feel like that's kind of their fault because that person was already upfront with them, about what they wanted.
Right.
and that 6 could turn to 3 while you playing the field.
Yeah, and so I guess maybe I just used the wrong number, because I think this 6 is kind of swinging on y'all.
Yeah, it is.
So what if it's 4? I mean, it's 4. Is
I
that
think
better?
I think I'm biased either way because I feel like for me personally as a woman, if I'm not it from the jump for you after some time of like talking and dating, then I'm just not the one. But on the flip end, if it didn't involve me, like I think that's okay. Like I wouldn't see nothing wrong with somebody, exploring their options, but I'm just not gonna be an option. But I don't think it's nothing wrong with somebody exploring their options. I think that's completely fine as a single person, especially if you're trying to look for something long term as far as marriage. Like definitely, find out what you want before
Yeah,
just settling.
yeah.
And you sending the wrong signal because you kind of like, I had a great time, you great, but I'm gonna go make sure somebody not better than you.
That's why I said it's not okay for me. Like I'm not gonna be nobody option, but I don't. I mean, I can't blame someone for exploring their options, but of course, be mature about it in your approach. Like I mean, don't be getting people hopes up and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, so I feel like in certain cases people set themselves up, and what I mean by that is that if we're going out on a date, and this is our first initial time going out, what I mean, you already kind of know that, hey, I'm dating, I'm trying to find or solidify a relationship. So we have a good time, but we don't put no titles on nothing. What I mean, we hit it off, there's a strong vibe, but you know what I'm saying, I didn't introduce you to my family. I gave you no ring. I haven't called you, bae, and you my boo, or whatever, whatever names you called. So I think sometimes people kind of put a jump start on something that probably do not exist, but may exist in their mind, and then eventually they become hurt based upon their own reality and not the situation at hand. Y'all get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I agree with that. I feel like that's because a lot of women automatically attach dating to a relationship versus like what dating actually is, just going out and getting to know someone. Like people automatically attach dating and assume that that's a relationship, but it's really not.
No, It's not, and I think that's where I think that's where the feelings and people get hurt and all of that stuff because sometimes, people will be, on the, hey, why you doing that to me? Why you making me feel this way? Or, all of that stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about? We just went on a date. All we did was go to, what I'm saying, we went out to get something to eat, and then we walked the park and we talked, and then, went back home. What
I
you got,
don't
Rick?
know. If you walk in the park with a woman, I feel like I don't know.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
different kind of date. Like that's more intimate, and that deals with the emotional and intimate side. I don't know.
Well,
I feel like that's a bit much.
I think what park walks do is it allows freedom of conversation, because you feeling the vibe of the area, and you walking and talking. I don't think it. I mean, some people think.
I feel like it's just all about being upfront. As long as you upfront and I know what it is, I won't think any further. I won't take it any further. We're just friends walking in the park, talking, getting to know each other. It's nothing more because I know you're not looking for anything more right now. But with some people, you have to establish stuff. You have to be upfront because if you're not, especially for women, emotions get involved. The emotions, those feelings get involved. Some people you just have to be upfront with about what you want. You can't just think, oh, we just gonna walk the park, a little intimate night of walking or talking, and that woman might not think it's nothing more. Some people you just have to be upfront with, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Rick, what you got, man?
I'm sticking with my guns, man. If you're going on a date, you need to decide.
Wait,
Like,
what?
if you need to decide, like
Decide.
if you getting all the way to 6, then that means 1 to 5, they not it. Otherwise, it shouldn't be 6 at once. It should be like, give a person a chance or whatever. We're gonna see where this goes. And if it's not going nowhere, then I open myself up to somebody else.
Well, what
But
if
I think it can be confusing opening yourself up to too many people.
Yeah.
what if the don't go well?
Then it's over. Then then it's not 6 now. Now it's
What
I'm
It's
back at
if
another
number 1.
one. Just
I'm
yeah.
back at 1. I'm not like, all right, you Tuesday this week,
That's
and
true.
if
The
it goes
lineup is
good,
crazy.
Yeah, I
Line
we'll
definitely
go
up is
back.
agree with what he's saying. Yeah,
I get,
it's a huge difference
And I'm
I,
with
saying
that.
I,
that because if it was me, and I found out like the girl, like I'm number 4, whatever it is, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna take that person serious, and I'm gonna go look for somebody else. I'm not really gonna be paying that person too much attention because I know they playing the field, and I don't see how could you find something that you're looking for when you dating that many people. Like pick the just I'm talking to one person. I don't like her. All right, then I'll try somebody else. But if I like her, I don't need to go date 4 other people to
that's
validate that I like her. You know what? I do like you. I'm going to go see some more people, and they not you. Like that's how she gonna feel about that. I don't have to do that to know whether I'm want to be involved with the person or not. 6 people at one time is ridiculous. If I'm the person and I'm one of the 6, I'm gonna withdraw my application.
hey, look,
I agree.
hey, look. I agree with your stance, Rick. I understand what you're saying. But I certainly understand the person that may see a few people that they may be interested in, and they would like to take, each one of them to see what, to know something else about them. I see it on both angles, and I get what you're saying because you're looking at it from the, I guess we could use the word victim. You're looking at it from the victim stance versus, persons that's doing it. So I mean, I can see it. I can see it on both sides.
Like if the person not available, like if I'm not in town or something like that, I can only see you in February. I won't be back till April or something like that. That's different. But if y'all all in the same area, that's just there ain't really a lot of maturity in seeing 6 people at one time. There ain't a whole lot of maturity in it because you obviously The issue ain't the 6 people you seeing. The issue is probably you having a hard time. I don't know. I don't want to commit to anything, so I'm gonna just go see what
Yeah,
everybody's doing. And
I
you
agree
know,
with that.
versus like let me try to go a little further with this and see if this is it. Of course, you looking at, all right, I got 6 options. You can't have all 6. That's just how it is. That you can't have all 6, and you don't get to try on all 6 shoes because somebody can come grab one of the pairs of the shoes that you about to try on while you waiting. You don't really have that option to deal with that many people at one time. And if you are dealing with that many people at one time, it's only because you're not taking anybody serious. Because if it was somebody you really like and y'all had a connection, man, you're not gonna make it to all 6 of
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree with that position. I can see that. I can see that. And like I said, we'll eliminate a few off of that 6. Kind of. I think that number is just maybe this is a bad choice tonight. I don't know.
Yeah.
So but I could see a individual that has that has interest in a few people and would like to get to know them and all that stuff like that.
and you don't
And I get not
think nobody's gonna separate themselves
well.
quickly. You don't think that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking that it's gonna be some quick separation. I don't think y'all gonna go 4 months and you
Yeah,
still I can't decide. I can't make my mind up.
what we
I don't think
from a
2 or 3 weeks without somebody clearly separating themselves.
yeah. I mean, I can see that. I think that what we established was maybe increments of a couple of weeks, so or a week or so or whatever that case may be, one person and whatever like that. But I mean, I see I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So are you and then we're gonna close on this note because I know we gotta get off. But so do you see a problem with a woman shooting her shot?
Oh, definitely not. Go for it. Head first. Go for it. Head first. Because women are I think they're gonna be more successful anyway. Women gonna
Yeah.
be more successful than men when they shoot that shot. Nah, no problem. Go straight for it. If you get turned down, I just don't think because they can read the room, so they pretty much know whether they have a chance or not. And I don't think nothing is wrong with that at all. Because the guy sometimes guys might just be scared. They scared to say something.
Yeah. And I think we said that earlier. I think sometimes intimidation and rejection or previous rejection has hurt guys so much to where if they do see somebody they're intrigued by, they're not gonna open up and talk to them because of what's going on, or what has happened to them in the past. Most case scenario, but because guys don't really, we don't take rejection the best way. So we start, try to prove a point and all that stuff like that because we were rejected. So
As long as it's subtle. I mean, you don't want them trying to talk to you like a man. You don't.
yeah, so you cool with somebody jumping in your DMs like, hey yo, Rick, what's up? When you trying to go grab some Wendy's?
Wendy's, huh? Yeah, but yeah. No problem at all. Long as it's not like super aggressive.
What's super aggressive? Give me an example, sir. Elucidate, please.
Just too many compliments. Just too much of that.
So if a woman compliments you too many times, more than what do you mean when you say too many?
Initially, while she's trying to approach you, yeah. And she just because I'm gonna be like, yeah, she doing this all the time.
Nice shoes.
I could take a few, but they get out of hand, man. Be like, yeah, she.
Well, what
She's doing this too much because I don't think it even take all that. I don't even think take all that. All they got to do sometimes, with women shooting they shot, they don't even have to like shoot their shot the way a man does. They
Right.
just really have to break the ice.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's very, very true. I have to agree with that. So, but back to my question, bro. So, what if she look good though? You gonna buck on her?
Yeah, she too thirsty. Oh, definitely, definitely.
You ain't gonna tell her to tone it down so y'all can go out, bro.
No, it's just gonna say red. That's it. That's
Oh, you said
the message. Just gonna say red. That's it. No feedback. Nothing. That's it.
oh man. Well, look, man. I think that's our time. We done been on here all night. I'm gonna let y'all go because I'm gonna start laughing more because it's getting later. But but look, I appreciate everybody jumping on. TJ, Guy, Rick, thank y'all so much for hopping on tonight. The topic was, is it okay for a woman to shoot her? Everybody had their own view and perspective. Certainly a great talks. This Pastor P, just inspiring smiles and behaviors through great talk. Everybody have a good night till we jump on again. Thanks again, guys.
Good night.
Good night.